Okay guys, this is a demo, a tutorial on how to create a DCS nearbox. As you know, DCS are safety rated signals. And we're gonna go ahead and the first thing we're gonna do, this is, if you get this servo IMST input right over here, as you see we have a fault. To get rid of it, pressing reset will help and get rid of it. If it doesn't, then you need to go to Tools, I/O panel utility, and these signals over here, they have to be turned on. Motion permit, IMST, hold, and save speed. All of them has to be turned on. All right, now the first thing we're gonna do is to this robot, we need to create a user frame so we can give that coordinate from this user frame and pass it on to the DCS engine. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna click on I already have UTC 125 taken. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new one over here on number 6. I'm gonna double click it, and then I'm going to call it pointer. I'm going to open up my library and select pointers right here, and then click apply. The size is huge, so I'm going to reduce that to half of it. We're there, we're good. So, but it's way too low. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit so it's up here. That will be -40. I'm gonna press apply and then lock all locations. All right, with this TCP, I'm gonna go ahead and create the frame for the dial table. As you know, the robot, this frame, this tool, this nest is not perpendicular to the robot. It's not parallel. So we're gonna create a user frame for that right now. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the robot to this corner over here. Let me do a triple view and select my data and my register. And let's go to number, I think I'm gonna put it in, I put it in 200, I think it was. Yep. I already gave him name. It's going to be user frame dial origin, X and Y. I'm going to put those over there. So the first thing I'm going to do to bring the robot to my origin, I'm going to press Control and alternate it so I can bring the robot to that corner right over here. Control, alternate it. And it won't go because the robot, it's in singularity mode. So I'm gonna do it again, gonna give it a try again. Shift, alternate it. Oh, it won't go. Oh, okay, I think I know what it is. Oh, no wonder. I forgot to, on my pointer, if you go to the U tool, this is what happened. You have to get your U tool really precise. So I'm gonna bring it up and put it right here, right in the pointer, right on the tip. That's where it should be. I'm gonna use current location and use 48, apply. Now we're good. So right now we're gonna bring that robot to the origin of my user frame. I'm gonna press Control, alternate it, and bring it to that corner over there. That's where I'm gonna be putting my user frame. I'm gonna just do it very quickly. I'm sure you can do it very pretty and precisely later on, but just for information's sake, That's going to be on my origin. So I'm going to come over here, click on PR 195, make sure that I am in world coordinate. Right here, user 0, that's world. And then I'm going to go press shift record. Then I'm going to bring it to my X location. I'm going to do the same thing, alternated, control, click. Over here, that's going to be my X location. I'm going to press shift record. And for the Y, it's going to be this corner over here, right on the corner. Boom. That's going to be my corner, my Y. All right. So the robot I already have. Let me recorded it. Shift record. So the robot, let me drive it over there just to make sure everything's good. So the robot had, this is my origin, this is my X, and this is my Y. Cool, that's how those are three positions. I'm going to use those positions to all right, I'm going to use those positions to hold on one second. Yeah. All right, good, we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and use those positions to create the user frame. And for that, I'm going to go here to menu, setup, frames, other, user frame. I'm going to use user frame number 1. So I'm going to go to details. I'm going to double click and I'm going to use this user frame dial. Actually, I'm going to call it DCS because it's going to be used only for DCS purposes. And I'm going to call it DCS dial. And for the origin, I'm going to move the robot, shift, move to, and I'm going to go over here and click shift record. And then come down to the X, then move the robot to my X position. Go to this window and click on the X, shift record. And then do the same thing with the Y point. Shift move to and record my Y direction point. Shift record, and that's it. I already got my DCS, my user frame that I'm going to be using for my DCS. It says here, it gives me a message, a love note that says need to apply the DCS parameter. I'm going to go ahead and do just that. I'm going to go to File, Setup, Next, System, DCS, Apply, 1111, All, OK, and then it gives me another love note, cycle power to use the new DCS. I'm going to go ahead and cycle power. Boom. Let's wait for the entire power cycling to take effect, and we'll come back later. All right, we're back. Right now, we are back, and I got this message here. I'm gonna shift reset, but it will not go away. When you power cycle, this signals the 4 signals that we need to have the robot in a healthy state. They usually gets turned off when we power cycle the controller. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on those back on, and they are the IMSTP, hold, save speed, and motion permit. I'm gonna now reset, Now we're good to go. I'm going to close that. And then let's go ahead and create my DCS. First, let me get the robot out of position, out of there, because I'm going to be working on that area. I'm going to go ahead and move it to someplace else. Okay, let me move it to 90 degrees outside my region, my area. So, first of all, I'm going to go top view. Actually, I don't need top view. I'm going to just go ahead and do the DCS. For the DCS, we have to create, let me bring the robot back on because we're going to create this TCP first. So I'm going to go ahead and click on DCS over here, and then click on DCS XYZ. Here, I'm going to go ahead and click on the first one, and I'm going to call it near dial. I'm going to make it visible. For the robot model, I'm going to be using UM1, and we're going to work on that later on. Power off, I have to be non-stop, and we're going to be using diagonals out. So we're going to go ahead and hit apply. But on user frame, we're going to choose 1 because that's the one we created. All right, now we're going to go OK. But before we click on OK, let's go ahead and create the robot, the user model. This is the TCP region that we're going to be creating because for our, let me go ahead and bring my gripper. We're going to create a region for this gripper. So we're going to click on user model, and we're going to call it UM end of arm tool. We're going to make it visible, and for the link, we're going to be using a line segment. And we're going to put 40 and maybe 40. Let me go ahead and try those. Let me click on apply. Boom. Perfect. Yep. That covers, pretty much cover my entire TCP. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And we're pretty good. We got our TCP region. For now, we're going to link our new user frame to the DCS engine. And for that, we're going to go ahead and bring my Teach pendant back in. We're going to click on menu, next, system, DCS. And we're going to come down to user frame. Let's click on details. And here, we already have a number 1, which is really good because we already selected there. So you see, when we selected 1 over there, it already puts it there here. So we're good to go. So let me go ahead and get rid of this for now, and let's see how it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and click on XYZ. And now when we click on edit screen location, look what happened. The triad was placed right on my origin of my user frame, which is really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and make it as big as this nest. I'm going to move it on this direction, and then I'm going to move it towards the top. And then this is pretty much my area. I'm going to bring it back down a little bit. So this is the portion coming down, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on select next triad, and that one I'm going to bring up just a little bit. That's it. So when our TCP invades this region, we're gonna get a signal saying that indeed the TCP is inside our near box. I'm gonna press use trial location and then click apply. That's it. This is all we need to do. And now we're gonna go ahead and test it. But before we do that, I'm gonna go click on menu, next, system, DCS, and I'm gonna go previous, and click apply because we have this up here. As you can see, we have a love note that says need to apply to DCS parameters. All right, I'm gonna go click on apply, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, boom, all okay, and then we're good to go. Just cycle power, and we'll test it right away. Okay, we are back. Again, we got this love note here. Let's do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and IO panel utility. Also, you can do it from your IO down here. But you will have to simulate them. Well, if I do it from this IO panel screen, it's much faster. I don't have to simulate any signal. So let me go ahead and do the same thing. Click on that one, this one, and that one. And then reset. We're good to go. All right, let's go ahead and try and see if it works. I'm gonna go triple view. I'm going to go to my IO, type flag, and turn on my dry cycle bit, and then go to my dry cycle, my favorite program that I create to do the dry cycle movements. Meanwhile, I want to see what's happening with my DOs, so I'm going to go ahead and do IO, type, digital, and here I'm going to navigate to my DO66 item 65, which is near escapement, and my other signals are right here. If you know, I don't know if you know, but the DCS signal for our standard, they get, I think they get populated on my DIs. So I'm gonna go DI item 66. And this is where they're coming from. There you go. All right, we're good. So this is, it says escapement here. It should be dial. It should be a name dial. So let me change that right away. It should be Neil dial. This is the dial. The 65 input. It's coming from DI65, and then it's interconnected to DI65, DO65 down here. So let me go ahead and change this. It should be the dial. All right, we're good. So one more time, let me run it again. As you can see, it's green right now, meaning that it's clear. Nobody, the TCP, it's not invading that region. But now, boom, you see how it goes off. So we're good. So that's how you do our TCPs, DCS signals when the tool or the nest is rotated and it is not perpendicular to the robot position. All right, guys, thanks very much. That's it.